The weight of love, the ache of silence. In the heart of Umuofia, a land where the red earth whispered ancient tales and the roko trees stood as silent guardians, lived two families, the Okoros and the Ezeudus. Their compounds, though separated by a winding path bordered by the lush yam fields, were bound by a history as intricate as the patterns woven into a traditional Akwete cloth. The Okoros, led by Papa Emeka, a man whose laughter boomed like thunder during the rainy seasons, were known for their generosity and their vast kola nut farms. His wife, Mama Ngozi, was the epitome of grace, her hands skilled in preparing the most delicious egusi soup, and her voice a melody during evening storytelling. Their children, Chika and Obinna, were bright and industrious, embodying the values instilled in them. Chika, with her quick wit, was a gifted storyteller, much like her mother, captivating young and old with her tales of mischievous spirits and brave warriors. Obinna, strong and hardworking, spent his days tending to the family's thriving farms, his calloused hands a testament to his dedication. Across the path lived the Ezeudus. Papa Nnamdi, a man of quiet wisdom, was a respected elder in the village. His counsel sought on matters both great and small. His wife, Mama Ada, was a renowned weaver, her intricate designs telling stories of their ancestors and the vibrant life of Umuofia. Their daughter, Amara, was a vision of beauty and intelligence, her gentle demeanor masking a sharp mind. She possessed a keen understanding of herbal medicines, having learned from her grandmother, and her remedies were often sought after by those afflicted with illness. For generations, the Okoros and the Ezeudus had lived in harmony, sharing their harvest, celebrating their festivals, and mourning their loss together. Their children played together, their laughter echoing through the village. It was a bond forged not just by proximity, but by a deep-rooted respect and understanding. They were, in essence, an extended family, their destinies intertwined. However, a shadow began to creep over their idyllic existence with the arrival of a severe drought. The sun, usually a source of life, now beat down relentlessly, picking the earth until it cracked. The yam fields, once green and beautiful, withered under its gaze. Rivers, usually flowing with life-giving water, receded into dusty beds. Hunger, a word whispered in hushed tones, began to make its presence felt. As the days turned into weeks, the once plentiful stores of food dwindled. The villagers, desperate, looked to their elders for guidance. Papa Emeka, with his usual optimism, tried to keep spirits high, organizing communal prayers and rationing what little food remained. Papa Nnamdi, ever the pragmatist, urged caution and careful conservation. One evening, as the moon cast long shadows over the parched land, a dispute arose between two younger men from each family over the last remaining well. Words were exchanged, tempers flared, and for the first time in their shared history, anger threatened to fracture the bond between the Okoros and the Ezeudus. Chika and Amara, who had always been inseparable, watched in dismay as the tension escalated. They understood that if the adults allowed this rift to grow, it would not only harm their families, but the entire village. They knew they had to do something. That night, under the watchful eyes of the ancestors, Chika, with her gift for storytelling, began to weave a new narrative. She gathered the village children, including her brother, Obinna, and Amara, and shared a tale of a time long past when two great families, blinded by pride during a similar drought, had allowed their differences to consume them, leading to the ruin of their village. She spoke of how only through unity and shared sacrifice did they overcome adversity and flourish once more. As Chika's voice resonated through the quiet evening, Amara, with her knowledge of the land, proposed a solution. She had discovered a hidden spring far in the forest, a secret her grandmother had entrusted to her. It was small, but it could sustain them if carefully managed. The next morning, the elders of both families, humbled by the children's wisdom and the powerful message in Chika's story, sat together. Papa Emeka and Papa Nnamdi, their faces etched with the strain of the drought, listened intently as Amara described the spring and Chika reminded them of the strength in their unity. A plan was devised. The entire village, led by Obinna's strength and Amara's guidance, would work together to dig a channel from the hidden spring to the village. The water, though scarce, would be shared equally, and the remaining food rations would be distributed fairly. The work was arduous, but the spirit of community, rekindled by the children, burned brighter than ever. Day after day, men, women, and children toiled under the scorching sun, their hands digging, their voices raised in songs of hope. The Okoros and the Ezeudus, once on the brink of division, now walked side by side, their shared hardship forging a bond stronger than any drought could break. Finally, after many days of relentless effort, water began to trickle into the village. It was a mere whisper at first, but it was enough to quench their thirst, to nourish their wilting crops, and to renew their hope. The drought eventually broke and the rains returned, bringing with them a season of abundant harvest. The yam fields flourished once more, and the laughter of children filled the air. The Okoros and the Ezeudus, and indeed the entire village of Umuofia, had learned a valuable lesson. They had faced adversity and they had overcome it. Not as two separate families, but as one unbreakable community. Their future intertwined by the wisdom of their ancestors and the courage of their children. The story of their unity became another cherished tale, passed down through generations, reminding all that in the heart of Umuofia, the spirit of kinfolk would always triumph. What do you learn from the Umuofias about how each character displayed maturity in the face of disagreement and adversity? Leave your comment in the section down below, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories of resilience, hope, and community, and join us in celebrating the power of unity and determination.